So the other day we had a guy from Keylock management come in to talk to us about his experience in the industry, but also the day after he auditioned us. But first of all, I'll talk about the talk we had with him on the Wednesday. So he was an agent, but he also went to drama school. So he had a lot to say kind of about the way into drama school and the kind of career as an actor, because obviously he was an actor and then became an agent, so he obviously knows a lot about the industry. I thought it was really interesting to hear about what he had to say about how hard it is to get into the industry, which I kind of thought he was being very kind of, I wouldn't say negative, but he didn't really have too much positive things to say about acting and was kind of telling us that it was hard, which is probably quite a good thing, that if you're having second thoughts about going to drama school now, instead of wasting 50 grand on a university fee or going to drama school, then it's good to kind of realise that now than later. But yeah, so with his experience, he was saying about how like actors don't get paid a lot. So he said that the average wage for an actor on the first year or couple of years as an actor is £10,000 a year, which was a lot lower than I thought it would be. He also had a lot of things to say about getting an agent and how everyone thinks that getting an agent's the be all and end all, but there are a lot of good agents and there are a lot of bad agents. A lot of agents don't really push you towards the jobs that you should be getting and don't always represent you in the best way possible. I'd always thought that that as soon as you get into drama school and you get an agent, you're kind of sorted. So that was kind of something new to think about, that even if you do get an agent, they don't always have your best interests at heart, because at the end of the day, they're there to make money. He also had told us about his experience with kind of jobs that you get from coming out of drama school, that it's not always like stage, TV, movies, it's like adverts. They do a thing where you go to like hospitals and you are like basically playing a role as like a patient, and like student doctors train on you, and that's another paid gig. There's education in drama, so you go to like schools and talk about like drugs, sex, everything like that, but that's another paid job in the industry. But yeah, overall from the talk point of view, it was really interesting to hear his kind of take on the industry, and it did kind of make me think that I already knew that getting into the industry was hard, but this was kind of putting the nail in the coffin to know that it is. It didn't deter me at all, that because I already knew it was hard, but I feel like that you need to be positive and just take every opportunity as it comes. In the audition, we had to perform a Shakespeare and a contemporary piece to him. So I did Proteus's monologue from Gentleman of Verona, and then I did my home monologue by Nadia Falls. I performed my Shakespeare monologue first. It went relatively well. He gave us some redirection, so I performed it first. I asked him if he wanted eye contact, and he said no, so I performed it above him. And then he said to, because obviously the monologue is Proteus wrestling with the idea of conscience and desire. He said that between the lines of to leave Julia, shall I be forsworn, to love fair Sylvia, shall I be forsworn, to kind of show that you're really struggling to decide between them both. So that was some feedback that I was going to take on board and obviously learn on for when I do actually go to drama school, when I do audition for drama schools. With my contemporary monologue, he decided to change me from standing up to sitting down. And he had something quite interesting to say, that I always thought that when you were performing your monologues that you should always perform it the way that the play is set. So my character's called Garden Boy, so I presumed he was outside, so there wouldn't be anywhere to sit, so he would be stood. But he was saying that how he saw it when I said it, he was sat down in like a conference room talking to someone, which was another take, and after I performed it to him a couple more times, it looked a lot better than I thought it would. And it's something that I'm definitely going to work on and see if it does actually fit properly and probably use for drama schools. But no, it was really nice to perform in front of someone new and get a different take of how my monologues are performed. I kind of feel like when you're performing in front of the same people, you kind of get the similar feedback, and especially when you're performing in front of your peers, they try not to be too savage or mean to you, but people like from Keylock management, they don't really care, so they're going to tell you it straight, which I really like. That it's better to know that you're doing it wrong now than it is when you're halfway through your monologue at a drama school. But overall, it was really eye-opening, but I thought it was so good that he gave up his time to come and talk to us, and I've learned some valuable lessons that I'll take on when doing my auditions for drama school. But yeah, overall, great experience.